All right, what is poppin'? What is good, everyone? This is Brumal, and we are here with more El Nia Kingdom. So we're not gonna do any skits today, only because I really don't have anything like anything planned. Not that I do ever have anything planned. It's one of those things where it's just like I kind of have an idea where I want to go for the skits and all that stuff, but I just didn't come up with anyone. Reason being, one, your boy's been stressed the heck out lately. I'm actually on day 5. Well, actually just completed day 5 of my 12-day working streak. My co-director took a vacation this week, and he happened to take a vacation on the week of us getting new producers, and the new producers are really slow when it comes they're really slow when it comes to producing. So it's been kind of a headache. It's been kind of a headache trying to get things done. I find myself getting done with shows like 20 minutes before they air, and there's like, oh, what do you mean by that? So it's just like I said, I've told you guys before that I code the show. I'm like a one-man one-man production team. So the producers will come up with the show, and I will code in all the shots, all the camera shots that need to be taken, so the cameras will automatically adjust themselves, because news is automated now. We don't have like a whole film crew anymore. At least our station is, at least the side that I work on is automated. So I do everything. I basically do the show before it even airs, if that makes sense. And then like when the show's going on, I'm pressing space on the computer. Yeah, I'm pressing space on the keyboard like it was a PowerPoint, right? But because we have new directors, they're not even doing not doing producers, like legit Friday night being last night. It's Saturday night, 11:21 p.m. This video is coming out tomorrow, it's being Sunday, hopefully. We had a 6 o'clock show. Didn't even start coding the 6 o'clock until about like 5:10ish, I believe, in the afternoon. It was horrible. I had to wait that long. And then we had an 11 o'clock show with that same producer who was new, and didn't even start coding that show until it's supposed to be 11. Didn't even start coding that show until like 10:30ish. But then you're like, but Brumal, that show was at 11 and you coded at 10:30. But I also have a 10 o'clock show as well. So once we get done with the 10 o'clock show, we have to go right into the 11 o'clock show. And I like to go through my shows after I get done coding them to make sure that they're correct, but I didn't have time to do that. So I'm stuck doing that. And it'd be different if it was the only show that I was doing. But since I'm buying myself, I'm doing all 3 shows at night. So we have 2 half-hour shows, one at 6, one at 11, and we have a 1-hour show at 10. So as you guys can see, it's gonna get pretty hectic. On top of that, we have a anchor who, for whatever reason, lives 3 hours away and decides to drive 3 hours every morning to get to work and back. Like, he lives in a completely different state. I don't know why I don't know why this anchor does that. It's just really ridiculous. Like, either move here or get a job where your house is. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So he likes to save time by having us record his morning. He'll try to, like, he'll want to record a package or whatever that's supposed to be live, but he'll be like, no, I want to record it so I can leave early. I'm just like, dude, well, if we're doing this, it's taking away for time for me preparing for the show. And it's just weird. I got to deal with his shenanigans, and on top of that, we have to record the show. Now we have to record the morning half of the show for the next morning. So usually, if we have time, we can record that morning half. Usually, if we have time, we can record that morning half before the 10 o'clock show, right? However, this particular anchor likes to take his time, his sweet time. So much time, as in, if we don't get it in one run, if we don't get the recording in one run, we have to wait till after the 11 o'clock to shoot it. So we have to stay at work a little longer. But basically, I'm giving you guys an episode that's not really an episode. It's more just a dungeon one. But we haven't had a rant video in a while, so I guess this will be my so-called rant video. But yeah, there's that. What else happened? Hold on, let me turn my TV down real quick. Oh man. So what else was there? What else? Oh, I got into a conversation with a buddy of mine. Um, yeah, with a buddy of mine. Cause I saw the Tokyo Game Show, and I saw that like Breath of the Wild, not Breath of the Wild, but The Legend of Zelda: Tears of a Kingdom, I think that's what it's called, was coming out, and Octopath Traveler 2. And I know my buddy likes both of those series, and I was just like, hey man, you excited for these games? He was just like, he's like, Legend of Zelda, yes. Octopath Traveler 2, no. And I was like, why not? And then he was telling me, he's like, because he was just like, this is the second Octopath Traveler game, right? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, there's 8 characters, there's 8 main characters, right? And I was like, yep. And he was just like, and not one of them is black. And I'm just like, oh. And I'm like, is that a problem? He's like, yeah, it's a problem. I'm like, wow, well, why is that necessarily a problem? He was like, for real? He's like, Square Enix. He's basically saying that Square Enix is low key racist, and like not just Square Enix, but Asia in general was low key racist. I was just like, really? Because it's just like the Asians that I've met have actually been extremely nice to me, and granted, I know a lot of Koreans. I know a lot of Koreans from school, or when I was in school. And they were like super nice to me. Like, shoot, the majority of them hung out with black people, and I'm black. Yeah. In case you didn't notice, I'm black, guys. Like, what does that have to do with anything? You'll get there. So, yeah, he was saying all that. Like, he was saying that Square Enix in general. He said like other than like Nintendo, like companies like Nintendo and Capcom, they've been like more diverse than ever. Like, he brought up Breath of the Wild, where the cast was like a multitude of people, not just white people, like what's like Zelda and Link. He was just like, you had the Gorons, you had I don't remember his name. Is it Vivaldi? I can't remember. The hawk guy, or the falcon dude, looks like Falco from Star Fox. You had Mifa, and then you had Urbosa, which Urbosa is a fan favorite, because don't get me wrong, I love me some Urbosa too. I mean, that girl's scrumptious. But regardless of the point, I was just like, you know what, you're right. I have noticed, like, even though I'm not the biggest Nintendo player, the only real games on Nintendo the only games I really play on Nintendo are actually, I could show you guys. Splatoon 3. I tried getting into Animal Crossing again. In order, like, I deleted my data because I do plan on playing that for you guys. I play Monster Hunter. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Ooh, House of the Dead. I gotta play that again. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I have a plethora of games, actually. Hold on, we're about to derail this episode real quick. Hold on, let's look at my games. Let's look at all my softwares. What games do I own? Bravely Default 2, Smash Brothers, hate that game. Fire Emblem, Octopath Traveler, Stardew Valley. I have Stardew Valley on here? Okay. When did I get this game? I don't remember buying this. Ooh, Astral Chain, that was a good game. Pokemon Shield, trash. Breath of the Wild. Yeah, those are all my games. I don't have that many games on the Switch. But no. Who's online? Tabby. This is my boy. Oh, shout out to Bryony. Shout out to Bryony. That's the homegirl. That's the homegirl. I'm pretty sure some of you guys from the Elnia Kingdom know her. Yeah, from the El Kingdom community, I'm pretty sure some of y'all know her. But anyways, like I was saying before, he brought up some interesting points. He also brought up a friend of his, black dude who teached in China, I think. And I guess from what I was told, he was saying that their school board, or not the school board, but the parents of some of the children were concerned that a black man was teaching their kids, I guess. And they were like really terrified of him or something. And I was just like, oh, well, that's, that if that story is true, I'm like, that's pretty messed up. And he said basically his friend moved from China and went to South Korea, where he said that he still gets the same like tidbits of prejudice, but not as much. And I was just like, oh, okay. I said South Korea, right? Not North Korea. I don't know. Yeah, if it was North Korea, I don't think he'd be coming back. And I was just like, man, well, I mean, if that is true, I didn't know that it was like that for black folks at the very least. But then again, my experience from Asians are different. Because the majority of my Asian friends that I do know are from South Korea. I have a friend who's like a fourth Japanese because his grandfather is Japanese. But you know, he's 3/4 white too, so there's that. Another Asian, I guess. I have a friend who's half Filipino, half Hawaiian. I don't think I have any Chinese friends. No, I don't have any Chinese friends. I don't have any, to my knowledge, I don't have any Japanese friends. If someone was like, other than my coworker. Other than one of my coworkers who's a fourth Japanese. But other than that, no, I don't know. Like, yeah. But he brought that up, and it's just like, I can understand where he's coming from. But when it comes to video games, TV shows, books, or anything, me personally, despite me being black, I don't necessarily care if a character is black. I actually got into a debate with somebody one time about this on a YouTube channel's comment. I think the guy's name is Rev Says or something like that. If you don't know Rev Says, he has a lolly VTuber. Yes, his VTuber, his VTuber model is a lolly. And he basically just covers people, like mainly people on Twitter, complaining about certain kinds of characters and all that stuff. And he had one video talking about people complaining about black characters or whatever not being represented and all that stuff. And it's just like, and this is coming from a black guy myself, guys. Now note that I don't have the most popular opinion amongst the black community. Most black people, I've been called like, oh, you act white for a black person. I've been called that a few times before. So, but regardless of the fact is that, ooh, miss. It's one of those things where it's like, I don't care if a character is black. If the character is interesting, then and written well, if the character is interesting and written well, that's all that I think should matter. I get that people want to be represented in their with their cultures and all that stuff, but sometimes it doesn't hit home with you. And I say that only because I've seen some black heroes, like, okay, Static Shock for one. When I was a kid, as a kid, I loved Static Shock. I'm not saying I don't love him now, but I loved Static Shock as a kid because he's like, oh my gosh, there's a hero with my skin color. That's dope. But when I got older and I rewatched Static Shock, I realized that me and Virgil Hawkins, that's the guy behind Static, or not the guy behind Static, but that is Static Shock. That's his real name. Me and Virgil, we legit had nothing in common. I could not relate to this character whatsoever. He was like, okay, what about others? All right, there's Black Lightning. Couldn't relate to him either. You had Vixen. She was a black hero. Like, other than being black, I couldn't relate to her. He was like, why can't you relate to Vixen? Because she's a woman and I'm a man. That's why I can't relate. What other black heroes there were? You have Miles Morales. Can't relate to that kid either. One, he's half black, half Hispanic. I'm full black. There's like I said, there are plenty of black characters, like especially in anime too. Like someone was saying, like there's not enough black people in anime. Like yes, there is. Like a lot of people just don't want to look for them. Like a lot of people wouldn't believe this, but Usopp from One Piece, Usopp is black. The creator even said so. But people was like, he's too light-skinned to be black, or he has the ring loops to be. One, colorism which is a true thing in black culture, guys, and it's a horrible thing, by the way, because some people will say that you're not black based on how light your skin tone is, which I think is complete and utter BS. Excuse my language. I've actually gotten into a argument about that with another black person one time, because I think colorism is a horrible thing. It's like, so now you're discriminating against your own people because of how lighter they are. Like, that's really freaking stupid. Like me, I'm light skinned. My mother is lighter than me, but she's full black, but she's lighter than me, and my dad is darker than me, right? So I'm basically a shade in between my folks. Um, but it's really stupid. And then you have the whole, oh, he's like, well, what about the ring lips or whatever? Just because he has the ring lip, then I'm like, okay, I get it. There was that whole, entertainment era where they made black people with the ring lips or whatever, or I get it. But at the same time, you shouldn't get mad at that. At least I don't think a black person should get mad at that, because does that person actually look like you? Well, no. Okay, then, like, there's no point of getting upset. So yeah, like I said, the way I see it is that if a character is written well, if the character is written well and is interesting, I think that's all that should matter. I've played a ton of video games to like actually notice some black people in there, black people in video games, and I'll just be like, oh, hey, look at that, oh, there's a brother right there. I was like, hey, I didn't know they put a sister in this game. And then after that, I completely forget about their skin color, because I'm more interested in the character than the color of their skin. Now I'm probably going to get a ton of hate, maybe in the comments. I have no idea, but I'm probably going to get a ton of hate. Some of you may not agree with me, and that is okay. No one not everyone can agree with everybody, because if everyone agreed with everybody, then we would live in a completely boring world that no one wants to be a part of, right? Don't want to be a part of that. But I don't know, that's just my take on things. And as someone who is writing their own light novel, I have a plethora of characters and a plethora of races and different cultures that I've made fitting particular people. Like, I got different species in the world too, so it's like, you got your humans, you got your beast people, and then you have a subspecies of humans or whatever, each with their own different cultures. Despite having different skin colors, they're still considered the same. So it's just like, whether you're white, black, Hispanic, or Asian, you're all one culture in this world that I'm creating, and that's how I think it should be. But I digress. People will just people will try to make up the excuse, and but yeah, my friend that I was having the conversation with, that he brought my eyes open to the whole Asia thing or whatever, or the Asian racism against black people, which I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, but I don't think that it's as big as what he says it is. But I'm not saying he's wrong either, because there's some, I didn't do my research on it. There may be some stuff. I'm taking damage. There may be some stuff in there that I'm not seeing, that I'm clearly not seeing that he's seeing. But I definitely did see what he was talking about with the Square Enix thing, because I had to think about all the Square Enix games that I've played, and he's right. There's not that many. Square Enix doesn't have that many black main leads. The last one I can actually think of is as a person that you can play as is Saz from Final Fantasy. What's it called? The last one I can think of is Saz from Final Fantasy. What's the name of that game? Final Fantasy 13. That's the last game I can think of that had a black person as a main character that you can use. But yeah, that's all that is. That's all that is. But I mean, I guess you can count Y'shtola from yeah, I think you can count Y'shtola from Final Fantasy 14. But granted, some people say she's too light, she can't be, because the whole colorism thing. But I don't know. I would like to know your guys' thoughts on that. I would like to know your guys' thoughts. Speaking of thoughts, actually, I was thinking of creating a playlist, guys, but I want it to be a viewer playlist. Yeah, I want it to be a viewer playlist. I want to know what kind of music that you guys listen to. If you guys have any recommendations, I pretty much listen to anything that isn't country. I don't like country. I've tried listening to country. Country is just not my thing. I can't do it. I can't listen to country. Country is doo-doo butter to me. But I don't want anyone to take offense to that does like country. I just can't get into country. But I'm not the biggest in rap either. I do like rap music, but not that many rap. If it's rap, it would have to be pre 2005 to be honest with you guys. Oh crap, I forgot that that those support items were there, or those de-support things. Support items. Just try to get my levels back. Oh, I can only use it once. That sucks. That's fine. But yeah, what kind of music are you guys into? Yeah, do that, and I will make a playlist. I think I'll call it the viewer playlist, and I'll make a separate what's it called for you guys. I'll make a playlist for you guys so you guys can see we get to see what everyone's listening to. If you guys want, I can actually open up my chill gaming playlist that I usually play when I'm playing. I usually play that playlist when I'm playing Genshin by myself, like exploring and all that stuff. I usually play that. Oh my gosh. What happened? I don't know what happened right there. Yeah, these traps are kicking our butts. I don't want to use that. Dang, couldn't even move. Oh boy. There was that. And yeah, guys, join the Discord. I really want you guys to join the Discord. I don't really have anybody to talk to in there. No one's really talking. In my Discord at the moment, everyone's doing like their own thing, but I would like to talk to you guys like outside of the actual chat. So if you can, if the Discord, I'm not sure if my Discord link is broken or the continuous one, but if you guys can't get in, the Discord, go ahead and send me a DM. Yeah, go ahead and send me a DM, and we will go ahead. Yeah, I'll go ahead and send you a personal thing to it. So I really like to talk to you guys more just outside of the videos, just to see what you guys like. I want to start doing like movie parties and all that stuff, because for those who don't know, I love watching like B movies, like just I call them bootleg movies, because the B for bootleg. Dang, that boy was chomping on us. Yeah, I like to watch the bootleg movies. And I also like watching DC animated movies, not the DC live action. I can't stand the live action DC, but I do like watching the animated live action. Yeah, the animated DC movies, because those are really fun. I kind of plan on going through them all again. And also I would like to get you guys in there, because every year, the first movie that I watch, the first movie that I watch is the Sonic the Hedgehog OVA movie, right? And I would like to share that with you guys. It's a little tradition of mine. Stage clear. But you guys, that is going to be it. You guys got to hear my rant. Hopefully next week. Hopefully next week we'll be able to ooh, we got some good stuff. Nice. Wait, what's this? Spirit boost granted by Cyrus, Father of Magic. Sure, antidotes. What's this? Got a figure. Okay, I'll go place that in the house. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. We are going to end it here. So thank you guys for watching. This was just a little rant video. Like I said, nothing more. I didn't have anything planned for today, but it's been a minute since we've done any dungeon diving in this game. At least for me, it has. So everyone, I will talk to you all later. Have a blessed day, and see ya.